So you're looking for a dog trainer here in Ames. And yeah, it can feel like a lot. Where do you even begin? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down. This is your clear, step-by-step guide to finding the perfect match for you and your pup.
Because that's the dream, right? Being able to take a confident stroll down Welch Avenue without any pulling, or just having a chill afternoon during a Cyclones game when the whole town is buzzing. A well-behaved dog just makes living in Ames that much better, and that's totally achievable.
Okay, here's our game plan. We'll start with what to look for first, the fundamentals. Then we'll talk about the different kinds of training and what they cost. After that, I'll give you some key questions to ask a potential trainer. We'll also cover Ames's leash laws, and to wrap it all up, we'll look at some great local parks and resources. All right, Section 1. Think of this as the foundation. Before we get into things like price or what fits your schedule, there are a few things that are, well, just non-negotiable when you're looking for a great trainer. The big one you'll hear about is positive reinforcement. And really, it's pretty simple. It's all about rewarding your dog for doing the right thing with treats, praise, whatever they love. It's about building trust and teaching them, hey, this is what I want you to do, instead of just using fear or intimidation. Honestly, it works so much better and makes your relationship with your dog a whole lot stronger.
So how can you tell if a trainer really knows their stuff? Look for certifications. I know these are just a bunch of letters, but they're a good sign. They mean the trainer has actually studied and passed tests on modern, humane training methods. A CPDTKA is a really great all-around certification to see. And if you see something like IABC-CDBC, that usually means they have extra experience with tougher stuff, like serious anxiety or reactivity.
Okay, now that we've covered the philosophy behind good training, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the different types of programs, and of course, the costs you can expect to see around Ames. You're mainly going to see two choices, group classes or private lessons. Group classes are awesome for socialization, especially for puppies, and for learning to listen with all those real-world distractions around. But if you're dealing with something specific at home, like your dog going nuts at the doorbell, private lessons are where it's at. They let you create a personalized plan just for your dog.
So what's the budget look like? Well, for a typical 6-week group class, you're probably looking at somewhere between $150 and $275. A one-on-one private lesson usually falls in the $85 to $150 range for an hour. And then you have the more intensive options like packages or board and trains, which cost more because they're a much bigger time commitment from the trainer. This should give you a good ballpark idea.
Okay, you've found a few potential trainers, you know the costs, now what? It's time to talk to them. This is your chance to interview them, and I'm going to give you the key questions you'll want to ask to feel really confident in your choice.
First up, and this is a big one, just ask them, what's your training philosophy? What you want to hear are those words we just talked about, positive reinforcement, reward-based, or science-based. If they start talking about being the alpha or using dominance, that's a pretty big red flag. Next, ask about their certifications and how they keep learning. Think about it. Dog training science changes, just like any other field. You want someone who's staying up to date with the latest research, not someone who's using outdated methods from decades ago, you know?
And this is a really good one. Ask them how they track progress and what kind of support they offer. Because, let's be real, the work continues after the trainer leaves. Do they give you handouts? Can you email them a quick question? It shows they're really invested in you and your dog's long-term success.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about some important local knowledge. Being a responsible dog owner here in Ames means knowing the rules of the road, so to speak. A good trainer will definitely help you navigate all of this.
Here's the big one you need to remember, the leash law. In Ames, when you're off your property, your dog's leash can't be longer than 6 feet. That's it. It's a simple rule, but it's really important for keeping everyone, and every dog, safe and comfortable on our sidewalks and trails.
And just a couple other quick things to keep in mind. That little rabies tag, it has to be on your dog's collar anytime you're out. The good news is you don't need a separate dog license here in Story County, just that tag. Oh, and also, be aware that excessive barking can be considered a public nuisance, which, hey, is another great thing training can help with.
So you've got the trainer, you're learning new skills, where do you go to practice? Let's talk about some of the best spots around Ames to work on those skills and have some fun at the same time.
If you need a safe, fenced-in area for off-leash practice, the Ames Dog Park at Moore Memorial Park is the place to be. Want to work on that loose-leash walking with some nice scenery? The trails at Ada Hayden are absolutely perfect for that. And for just some good, open, leashed park space, you can't go wrong with Brookside or Daly Park. And of course, the Ames Animal Shelter is always such a fantastic community resource.
You know, putting in the time to find the right trainer really does pay off in so many ways.
It's about more than just sit and stay. It's about those peaceful evenings at home, being able to have people over without chaos, and just confidently exploring all the great parks and trails we have here in Ames with your dog. It makes everything better. So, good luck on your training journey.